Bradley Woessner. Hey, I'm just going to get this right out front. Here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about goals. And look, I found with helping people and managing people, as soon as you use the G word, people have a tendency to like stop listening or turn it off, or so they're literally go, oh. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's not a high pressure deal. This is just my explanation, my thoughts. I'm going to back it up with some data about how important goals are, setting goals. Anyway, I just want to go into it, but keep an open mind, try to watch to the end. And I feel like you will get something out of this. You know, we're coming to the end of one year. We're headed into a new year. And I just feel like setting goals is extremely important. And I'm not talking about just financial goals and what do I want to make this year, you know, what do I want to deliver, but I'm talking about like micro goals, like, well, you know, what would you like, you know, your body to look like at the end of the year? You know, how much time would you like to spend reading or enhancing yourself or making yourself better? Are you going to go to the gym? How many times are you going to go to the gym? All those things are important, but I feel like you should write those things down. I'll go into that more in a second. But setting goals and micro goals, and I'll tell you what it's like. If you don't do it, it's literally like you hop in your car and you're going to drive somewhere that you have no idea where it is. You have no idea where it is. But you're not going to enter that into your GPS or your phone or whatever, or get a map or whatever it is to find the way. You're just going to hope that you're going to get behind the wheel and somehow, miraculously, your car is going to take you there, right? But there's another part of this deal too that I want to encourage you. Yeah, the first thing is, you know what, just set some goals. Set some goals, big goals, micro goals, different areas of your life goals. Definitely do that, because you're going to have a better chance of achieving them, at least if you mentally set them. But when you do that though, here's the thing, is that if you just do that, your brain really is thinking like, okay, these are just hopes and wishes. And another kind of weird little aspect of this deal is the biggest thing is to write those goals down. And there's several reasons to write those goals down. One, if you, like I said, this is gonna be a little cosmic with you, but you know, if as long as those goals and things and aspirations are in your head, they're not really in this physical world. So your body, your brain looks at these, you know, it's something like maybe, you know, hey, they kind of want to do this, you know, whatever. But there's something about writing it and making it become into this world that makes this more tangible, if you will. And the other reason for this is it's been proven that people that will write their goals down have about a 20 to 30% better chance of achieving their goals, which is ultimately what we want to do. And if you don't write them down, your brain kind of says, well, you know, man, he just kind of wishing. But if you write them down, you have about a 20 to 30% better chance of achieving those goals. And the next thing is one, to have a goal, two, to write the goal down, three is share that goal with somebody else. Tell them what you want to do. It's almost like a workout partner, an accountability partner. There, you know, with this whole deal, I have found there's a lot of people that have those. They have workout partners, they have accountability partners, they got life coaches, and it's not as necessarily as much of a weakness is to help them to continue to move this whole thing forward. So the first thing, set a goal. Second thing is, you know, write that thing down, and then the third thing is share it with somebody else. That's extremely important. And people who write it down, so first there's a 20-30% jump if you write it down. There's another 20 or 30% jump if you share it with somebody else. And this accountability creates this atmosphere, and most of the time you're helping this other person too. But if you get a goal, you write it down, you share it with somebody else, dude, you got about a 60 to 70% better chance of achieving those goals than people that don't even set goals. So, you know, and it's not all about a competition, but we all want to get better. at least I do. I want to be a better parent. I want to be a better husband. I want to be obviously a better business person. I want to make more money, all of those things. But the best way to do that, and the way to give yourself an advantage over the competition, which, believe it or not, sometimes the competition could be yourself, is to get a goal, write it down, share it with other people. The other thing is, once it's written and shared, you have to set like an alarm in your phone, or make it like a business conversation with yourself where you're reviewing those goals regularly. It's there's this Harvard study that they said that Harvard students, the ones that set goals, they followed them through their careers and they ended up making 10 times more. That was kind of a myth. But they have done that and have proven it in other industries, that literally people that write goals down, accept the goals. They need to be, one, they need to be realistic, they need to be tangible, they need to be achievable, and they need to be something that's going to enhance and develop your life. But setting the goals is so important. Write them down, share them with somebody else, pull them out on a somewhat regular basis to see where you're at within these goals to what you want to achieve. Look, guys, it's been a great year, and I feel like this upcoming year is going to be even more so. And I'll tell you this, you do whichever part of your life you want. I just challenge you, because whatever part of your life you want to improve, you got to change what you're doing. People walk up to me all the time and they'll go, "Hey, Brad, man, I'm in this certain situation. What should I change about it?" I'm like, everything. So if you want to see tangible, larger strides in certain areas of your life, I just highly, highly recommend that you do a bunch of things different. And I'm telling you, and I don't mean this in like an uber competitive way, but we all have competition. And a lot of times the competition is ourselves. There's a famous saying that says, if you want to win at sports, you need to beat the competition. You need to beat yourself mentally, make sure you're winning mentally, and you got to beat the referee, the things that you cannot control. It's the same thing in life. To succeed, you have to succeed it mentally. You have to succeed against the competition, and then you have to you have to succeed against those tangibles you have no control over, guys. But this is nothing. Everybody can do it. Everybody can do it. No matter what, you will be more successful at whatever you're attempting to do if you'll just do these things, guys. Have a great year. Happy New Year.